135 deaths. Additionally, the current admission stand at 340 in both public and private facilities. People who are in hospitals are now 340. And we remember when we had these very high cases, there was no space in the hospitals because all the beds were full. But now you hear that because of the tough measures we took, now only 340 people are in hospital at one time. That means we have got spare capacity of beds because now we have got more than 4,000 beds. So when we were, and by that, the other time when we had people were crying, they had no space in government hospitals, they had to go to private hospitals which were overcharging them. It was because the number was higher than the 4,000 beds. But here you are now with 340 people in hospital in both public and private facilities. I don't know what they are looking for in private facilities because the government has got capacity to cater for them. According to these figures, 272 are in public hospitals. Oh, 66, okay, I can understand now. 272 are in public hospitals, 66 are in the prisons. So the only people in private hospitals are 2. That's good. That means that people are not squandering money over health. Now, of these 340, 144, which is 38%, are in severe and critical category. Now, I would like the staff to show you the curve, how the whole thing has come from the beginning to today. Show us that curve, please. There you are. On my left, this side, that's where the whole problem started. March last year. And you see it remained flat until November and December. That's when it came up. Because you remember November, December, we had rebels, people who were opposing us. We were telling people, please, don't congregate. You remember that was during the elections. And some other prophets were saying, no, congregate. There's no problem. Museveni is a dictator. He's stopping you from democratically infecting one another. So, people listened to the false prophets. Banabi abobulimba. And that November, buli muntu yena chichasiga chichakungula. Whatever you sow, that's what you reap. So there you have the figures. Then we shouted, after the elections. But it was coming down because you remember we even cancelled campaigns in Kampala and Wakiso. Yes. I was advised that if you have campaigns in Kampala, although I was using indirect campaigns, consulting only leaders, but I was advised by these experts, please don't, even that indirect, that meeting of leaders, don't do it. Just speak on the radio. So, because of those measures, and arresting some of the troublemakers, because you remember we had to stop them from what they were doing. From after the end of December, started coming down, and for February, March, April, it was almost zero. Almost zero. And you can imagine that, put the graph again, please. You can imagine that from March 20th to 21st May this year, a year and 2 months, the people who died were only 340 or something like that. In 1 year and 2 months of big trouble. But because of the false prophets, people didn't listen to us. So, there you are. That big mountain you see, that Rwenzori, that's what happened in June. Up. And you remember that's when we had to come in and say, please, lockdown now. You remember? Lockdown. And because of the lockdown, by July, even the end of June, by 21st June, it was coming down. This 21st is 21st is the day when you monitor what? Okay. Huh? Okay. Or the first case was, so you used 21st. Okay. That they used the 21st day as a landmark, because that was the first day when we had the first case in March last year. So by 21st July, because of the serious lockdown we carried out, the graph came down. So following the previous wave, you can remove the graph now. Following the previous wave, the current national COVID-19 response strategy now focuses on the following interventions. Number one,